Okay, hi there YouTube friends and subscribers. The Samlex inverter is up and running. Right now I've got the kitchen wall going, the refrigerator's going, I've got the master bedroom turned on, I've got the center wall in the living room turned on. That's powering basically just the modem and my closed circuit TV monitor and closed circuit TV cameras. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go in my bedroom and turn on that 8,000 BTU air conditioner. And I'm going to leave this camera running in the meantime. So I'm going to be right back, and you should be able to see everything changing here on that remote control screen. And the hardest part of this entire process was trying to read that book that came with us. The book is absolutely huge. There's a picture of the book. Not coming in too good, sorry about that. But anyway, it's just so much information in there. With this remote control, you can rewrite the whole system if you want to. And actually, the only way I figured out how to make it go, I just had to come in here and stop pushing buttons. That's the only way I could make sense out of it. Alright, I'm going to go turn the AC on. We'll see what it does. Alright, what do we got going on here? Yeah, that's about right. 848 watts. That's the, like I just said, everything that's run. Let's see if I can hit these buttons without getting in the camera. Pardon me if I do. Inverter output 7.39 amps, that's AC. 60 hertz, 119.91 volts. 25 volts, 25 degrees Celsius on the batteries. Not quite sure what that is. 33.9 amps, 34 amps. I've got my amp clamp, which you can't see, it's out of frame. The amp clamp is showing 36 amps. How accurate that is, I don't know. And that Samlex is showing 34 amps, so I'm going to go with that. And this does everything, it shows everything under the sun. That's my battery voltage. Power factor. Now we're up to almost 1,000 watts. That's the AC getting warmed up. It's showing 37 amps now on the amp clamp. .85 amps out. 119. .4 amps out of the battery. And again, the amp clamp is showing 37, 38. Okay, that seems to be working just fine. 931 watts. Pretty much in this setup, this inverter in this location, the way everything is wired, to draw roughly 2,000 watts, I'd have to have the AC going, which it's going now, the refrigerator going, the freezer going, and I'd have to have the washing machine going and probably the TV turned on for this to even put out 2,000 watts. I just don't have a huge power draw. And when I shut the air conditioner off, it's going to be doing the same job that the Go Power 1500 watt unit did, which is almost nothing. 600, maybe 800 watts total throughout the day. So I bought this big unit. It's a nice unit, and I don't want to have to buy another one. So that's the reason I bought it. When this place sells, and it will eventually, when I go to my new location, I'll build whatever I'm building around my solar equipment. So I should have a nice setup here now. Okay, here's the update. It's up and running. I'll come back in a little while and show how I hooked this thing up and why I did it the way I did. Right now I'm just going to shut this off, and I'll update in a little while. That's it for this clip. Okay, here's another little clip of what I've been doing today. One of several things I've been doing today. There's the Samlex inverter up on the wall. I shut the AC off. The fan that hurt. Oh, stepping on clamps. The fan just came on, and it's been constantly slowing down. Room temperature here in the house is 90 degrees. Put the back light on. So the fan's blowing across the transformer and the other part in the back. It's 92 degrees. 95. Let's see if I can find a real hot spot. 95. 95's gone. Oh, no 160 temperatures. That's a good thing. Now what I did, I'll show you down here. I'm trying to bend down. I have this hooked up to a 200 amp fuse. I made a little copper bus bar here out of 2 pieces of 1/2-inch copper pipe, and then I wrapped some heat shrink around them. This inverter calls for a 350 amp fuse. For its output, its total capacity of 33 amps and 4,000 watts. This inverter also, for maximum capacity, calls for a battery wire 3/0. I didn't have a 3/0 or 4/0 wire. What I did have is a 2/0 wire, and I have a number 2 cable. That's what I had left over. So I ran a number 2 cable and a 2/0 cable on the positive side up here on the inverter. And I moved the bus bar negative back there. Same thing there. Again, I'm limiting the output of this inverter with that 200 amp fuse because I just don't need that much power. Yes, I will upgrade and get the correct cables at some point in time, but probably not in the near future. Also, I stayed with my 10 wire. This unit in the book, very specific. It's got every question answered you could ever want. It's supposed to have a number 8 gauge wire. Again, that's to pull the full 33 amps. And as I've said, I can barely pull 2,000 watts out of this thing, which is about, I think it's whatever it came. I can't think too good right now. I'm tired. So that's fine for now also. And it was pretty straightforward. There's my remote control ground. I got my amp clamp on it. It says right now it's drawing 11 amps. It's 261 watts. Let's see. That's AC amps, 2.36, 60 hertz. And that one's saying 11.2 amps. And and that one is saying 11. So everything's copacetic. And this thing was 90 degrees when I started. It's been hanging on the wall now for a couple hours. So 91, 92. Now the Ames inverter I had before this one was hooked up probably maybe 3 hours before I turned anything on, and it just got hot as soon as I turned it on, doing absolutely nothing. Just in case made a nice point when he saw the insides of this. He said it was a low frequency inverter, and I was reading the owner's manual on this book, and they call this a hybrid inverter. It's a low frequency, high frequency inverter. That's what it says in the book. I don't know really what that means, but it's working fine. So there it is. It's up and running. And like I said before, it's not going to do a whole hell of a lot here in this house. There it is, 284 volt amps, 262 watts. So very happy so far. It was fairly easy to hook up. Most of my day was spent reading the owner's manual, all the instructions, reading over and over and over to make sure I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't want to have any problems. I didn't want to blow anything up. So there it is. She's up and running. And I'm just going to leave it turned on. We'll see what happens over the weekend. But for now, it's a success, and time to go have a beer. It's about 5:30. Alright, that's it. She's up and running. Thanks for watching.